Well, the first question I have for you is why death?
Death can be a joyful, enlightening, and liberating experience. It actually inherently is. And there are small things and then bigger things that we can do to ensure that it is actually a joyful, liberating, and enlightening experience. And there are the father of Tibetan Buddhism, which is actually Himalayan Buddhism, which is actually Tantra Buddhism, wrote what is called the Tibetan Book of the Dead. But it's actually, that's a sort of a misnomer of Western translation. It's navigating the 6 states of consciousness. So we are beings that are more than our bodies. And we know this because we go to sleep. The first state is a living state of consciousness. The second state is dreaming state. And so we know, like, you've dreamt and you don't have a body, but it's still the same you. So clearly there is something that is you that is also not just this body. And then the meditation state is another state of consciousness. The dying process is a state of consciousness. The luminosity state is a state of consciousness. And then rebirth. And people like the Dalai Lama are now able to consciously, because there were students of his that now have consciously reincarnated. The Dalai Lama's, the 14th Dalai Lama, like, was the 13th. The 13th Dalai Lama was like, yo, I'm gonna go die now. He like sat down and he was like, gave a little test to his students, and he's like, in 5 years, come find me. Here's how you find me. And here's the test to give the child to make sure it's me. And then they go, and 5 years later, they go and they find him, and ta-da, we have the 14th Dalai Lama. Like, the kid, they find it, the doors are the same, the names are the same, he passed the test. It's like, it's wonderful. And this is common knowledge in the East, but in the West, because death is taboo, we don't talk about, and then we don't learn about these miraculous and beautiful things. So death is a joyful, enlightening, liberating experience when we allow it to be. We don't even have to try, you just have to allow it. But Western conditioning and other things make that difficult. So there are small things we can do, and then there are big things we can do to prepare ourselves to help stack the deck for that experience. And it also is work that reaps tremendous benefits. So you know, like, not only are you better prepared for death, but guess what? Your life is gonna get better too. It's just true. Like, the more you're willing to be in this state of grace and letting go and trusting in God, and like having that awareness of self more than just this body, but also this body, because we got to be in the body to experience life if we're actually here. So yeah, that's why I'm stoked on death.